Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the newest edition of the Quarantine Concert Series. It's such a pleasure to be with you this evening. My name is Kabir Segal, and I am your host for the Quarantine Concert Series. I wanted to just kind of share first what we're doing. We're going through a worldwide pandemic, and we're practicing physical distancing, not social distancing, but physical distancing. And we've started this concert series in earnest. This is show number 18. We've been 18 shows in about 16 days. We're live every night at 10 p.m. Eastern because really anyone who's in the creative economy has been severely affected by what's going on in the world. If you're a musician, if you're a producer, an engineer, all kinds of things, it's deleterious to your economic well-being. And the bookers, just the promoters. So this whole ecosystem is being affected by what's going on in our country. So we started this series in earnest, and it's been doing very well. We've crossed over 75,000 views for some of our episodes now. So you can tune in 10 p.m. Eastern every night. Every night we're on live, and this is always a technical challenge that we deal with because everyone we work with we're all quarantined and everyone has a different technical situation. So right now we're troubleshooting a few items with Karrin, and she'll be on momentarily. But I want to just share a few things. First, if you're an artist who wants to get on the broadcast, please send me a Facebook or an Instagram, and I will try to get you on. There is a waiting list of about, 30 or 40 people right now trying to get on the show. And we're trying to get through that as quickly as possible. And the next thing is we are I want to give you sort of a who's who of what's coming up. First is tonight, of course, is Karrin, and we'll go to her as soon as she joins the broadcast. She's basically just working on her computer issues. We just tested it a few moments ago and it worked. In addition, tomorrow night is Jana Herzen. She's the founder of Motema Music. And we have some incredible artists like Heidi Breyer, solo piano, and we have Tanya Stavreva, who's also a classical pianist who's coming. Mandy Gonzalez, who was on Hamilton, was also on the show, and she will be on the show soon. Where are we broadcasting? Another thing I want you to realize, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, and we are on we're on Instagram TV. So basically, wherever you see the internet, we're there, and we're broadcasting live. This particular episode, the reason I went live is because Facebook gives you a 10-minute delay. So basically, I had to push this broadcast live and kill some time. So basically, ad-libbing right now because Karrin is just about to join. And if we went beyond 10 minutes, Facebook cancels the event. So I appreciate you all for your patience. We have some incredible sound engineering team troubleshooting the issue behind the scenes. I do want to read some of your comments. I see all these comments. I see Judith Anderson, hello from Minneapolis. Karrin, Sherry Moody, hi Karrin. We have Bill McCord, greetings, Karrin, from one of your old friends in Phoenix at Le Fou Frog. Boulevard Cafe fans, been looking forward to this. We're all looking forward to this. Let me just send a message to our engineering team. What's the status? So, here, I see Roy Armstrong, we're working on the sound. Gail Mayer, we're working on the sound. And Susanna, we're working on the sound. So we did two broadcasts today. This earlier one was at 3 p.m. and it was a matinee show. And right now it's 10 p.m. I actually produced Karrin's last album. At 10 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me. I produced her last album. It's called Shoulder to Shoulder, and it's called Women's Rights, a Centennial Tribute to Women's Rights. This is the 100-year anniversary of the women's right to vote. And we put the album out, I think fall last year. It was starring Karrin, and she had her sextet. wonderful people in the band. Ingrid Jensen played the trumpet. Regina Carter played the violin as a guest soloist. There was Kurt Elling was on the album. Harry Belafonte was on the album. Roseanne Cash was on the album. We had a ton of people who were on the album. And it came out with, I think, a lot of fanfare and a lot of love. And it was a joy working with her. Worked with John DeVersa, who helped arrange the music for the album. And the album was co-produced by with John and also Doug Davis, who's my production partner in a lot of this music. So with that, I want to share that you can check out that music on any streaming platform. It's called Shoulder to Shoulder, Centennial Tribute to Women's Suffrage. We took songs that were from the era, from the 1920s and 1910s, and rearranged them into modern jazz. And it was a beautiful kind of tribute. Sandy, if we could show some of the pictures from that, that'd be great. The album cover of Shoulder to Shoulder. My favorite thing about making that album was getting a lot of women's activists on the project. We had over 40 women recorded. I'll show you the album cover. It's Shoulder to Shoulder, Centennial Tribute to Women's Suffrage. We had over, 40 activists participate in this album. And these are people involved with women's rights, voting rights, activists, and they all sort of volunteered to be part of the message. And this picture here comes from the 1910s because, remember, it was a huge suffrage movement that came into effect to pass the 19th Amendment. The 19th Amendment took arguably 70 years to get into effect. And you can see there at the bottom, it's a little hard to read, but some of the guest artists there, Harry Belafonte, Regina Carter, Roseanne Cash, Denise Donatelli, Peter Eldridge, Kurt Elling, Layla Hathaway. We had Madeleine Peyroux, Rhapsody, Antonia Bennett, Emily Estefan, Olivia Culpo. I mean, it was basically a who's who of the jazz world, the vocalist world. And it was a incredible collaboration to make happen. So that's the thing. By the way, just a quick update on the technology. We have Karrin in the studio now. So welcome to the show. I can see Karrin as part of the broadcast, and nice. I'm so glad that Ann Hampton Calloway is in the house. So that was the album. Shoulder to Shoulder was the album. It was a great pleasure to put it together with Karrin. Oh, there's Karrin. Thank you for joining, Karrin. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm challenged with the technical aspects of this.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I ad-libbed and I filled it with all the great work we did on Shoulder to Shoulder. It was a great pleasure working with you on that project. And so welcome to the broadcast. Before we talk about Shoulder to Shoulder, I want to ask, how are you doing during this time of, national crisis?
Well, I'm in New York City, and, I feel solidarity. Just at 7 p.m. tonight, my whole block was doing the woohoo and woohoo. I mean, I know that's a small thing, but it makes you feel like you're together. I mean, I'm wearing gloves. I'm wearing a mask when I go out to do things. It's not fun, but we got to do it. So it's new. It's a journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about some of I know you tour a lot. Tell me, I don't want to be too much of a downer, but I want people to get a sense. Tell me about the gigs you had to cancel.
Oh, well, let's see. I never counted them, but there were probably about 15 at least gigs I've had to cancel thus far. That's, concerning, of course, because it's just the way we make a living. And it's very concerning. And I know that things are being done, and I'm going to be starting to look into those things.
Yeah, I hear you.
But hey, I feel lucky that I get to create. And I just, anybody who's listening, if there's anything you can create at any time of any day, take the time to do it, because it makes life worth living. It truly does. I mean, I know there are many, many other things, but creation is really cool.
Yeah, and it's great to see. I know millions of Americans are learning how to work from home, but a lot of creative people, yourself included, know how to work from home, and that's where you create. So it's nice to see. What kind of piano do you have there?
This is a Yamaha upright, and it needs a little tuning. So Sorry.
That's okay. What would you like to begin the performance with tonight?
Well, see, 10 minutes ago, I felt like something completely different. But I'll start out. Since you mentioned Shoulder to Shoulder, why don't we start out with Way Down Below? This is an original song of mine, and it's featured on Shoulder to Shoulder Centennial Tribute to Women's Suffrage. And that's what this is. It's called Way Down Below. Some folks, they're always trying to get over. Some folks, they never seem to play fair. Some folks can't see the colors of the rainbow. They're gonna end up way, 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 way down below. Well, it just ain't right to pit a sister against a sister. Red, black, and white, we are all one. Ain't no need to choose between our races and our gender. That'll surely keep us way, 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 way down below. You got to let her in, let her dream, let her rise, let her fall. It won't take away from you at all. Don't let them take you way, 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 way down below. She's got to have a voice, she's got to have a choice. And this is where we separate the men from the boys. Don't let them take you way, 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 way down below. So I'm asking you, yes, I'm calling on your brothers. You who reap what we have sown. We are all bound, yes, we're all bound up together. And together we can all rise, rise, all rise above. All rise above. 'Cause when you educate a woman, you do the world a favor. When you educate a woman, you do the world a favor. Don't let them take it way, way down below. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I swear it's more than just me clapping along. That was
Thank you,
beautiful.
Kabir.
I want to read some comments. We have Philip Cross saying you're coming in loud and clear from New Zealand. Stay safe, Karrin. Barbara Caswell says, so we had people say that they listened to you on their first date many moons ago and they still love your music. So if you were watching at home
And they're still married.
and it sounds like it, yeah. You're the secret to a good marriage, Karrin. Your
There you
music.
go.
So if you have a question at home, just drop a comment, and we'll get Karrin to opine. While we're on the topic of shoulder to shoulder, I know we collaborated on it, but what was your, now that you have some time to reflect on it, it was kind of a whirlwind. We put it together so fast. Why did you want to do a project that addressed women's rights?
Because equality is important for everybody. That's as simplest as I can put it. As simple as I can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Because first of all, it's a centennial, the 100th anniversary, and we need equality for everyone on this planet, and every creature on this planet. Don't get me started on that, Kabir.
I love it. I love it. So talk about some of the guests that were on the album and how you enjoyed collaborating with some of them.
That project was, and thank you again for instigating that project, Kabir, and thank you for instigating this. So many collaborators. Ingrid Jensen, I adore her. Allison Miller, I adore all these women. Helen Sung, this is the rhythm section, and Ndia Owens, Regina Carter, Mindia Bear. There's so many I should mention. John Diversa, of course, the beautiful arranger, and it was very interesting.
Yeah, there's you with Kurt Elling and Madeline Paper.
Madeline.
Thank you. Yeah, and you really wanted Roberta Flack on there as well, right?
I did. You and I had spoken about folks that I loved, and there's so many, but Roberta Flack has been one of my idols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the record? Do you plan to do any shows in support of Shoulder to Shoulder?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's a date that's been added rather than subtracted, which is good. August 21st in New York City at Sony Hall this summer. We're doing the music for this, and it's going to be very, very fun. We'll have a little bit of a narrative, some speeches read, but mostly featuring the music with the sextet and myself, which includes myself.
Yeah, awesome. Bianca Roses has a question. She says, what was the first song you remember learning on the piano and feeling like, whoa, this is so fun?
Here we go. You mean vocal? Because one of my first songs was... That was Chopin. But let's say, how about this one? Let's see if I can shoot. Oh, Carly Simon. My father sits at night with no lights on. Boing, boing. Yeah, singer-songwriter stuff. And I wrote some stuff at that time. So many memories.
Yeah. Maybe you can add that to your Birdland gig. Christopher Matheson says the Birdland family is listening in and loves and misses you very much.
I love them very much.
Yeah. What would you like to play next?
Let's see. How about, okay, this is from the early days, since it's been mentioned. This is a song written by Annie Ross and Wardell Gray. This is Twisted, okay? So a lot of singers know what this tune's all about. I'm going to do my best all by my little lonesome here. 1, 2, My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, the way he described it. He said it'd be better dead than live. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along that he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not, oh no. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, the way he said any treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I was the type that was most inclined, when out of his sight I'd be out of my mind, and he thought I was nuts. No more F's, ands, or buts, oh no. They say as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas, but I knew what was happening, I knew I was a genius. What's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant to be. Now I heard little children were supposed to sleep tight. That's why I got into the vodka one night. My parents got frantic, didn't know what to do. But I saw some crazy scenes before I came to. Now, do you think I was crazy? I may have been only 3, but I was swinging. They all have an A. Graham Bell. They all have an Edison, also Einstein. So why should I feel sorry if they just couldn't understand the idiomatic logic that went on in my head? I had no brains and I was insane. No, they used to laugh at me when I refused to ride all those double-decker buses because there was no driver on the top. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead because I have got a thing that's unique and new. To prove it, I'll have the last laugh on you because instead of one head, I got 2. And you know 2 heads are better than 1. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I think we all need a shrink right now, so why not?
Atlanta loves you. Settle down, everyone. I can't get them to be quiet now.
I know it's terrible. They're clamoring.
That was beautiful. Tell me about your writing career. I mean, we all know you as a great performer and singer, but you've been known to put pen to paper and write songs yourself. Mm-hmm. And I know your last album before Shoulder to Shoulder was all originals, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's called Some of That Sunshine, and it features all of my songs and my co-writer Chris Caswell. And Barb is listening, his sweetie pie, and maybe Chris is too. And yeah, there's a couple other things I could mention, other co-writers in there, maybe one, but we can do that later. So Chris Caswell, big shout out to him, my co-writer on many things. In fact, the next tune could be something that he had a hand in, which would be great. But it's not from that CD. Mm-hmm. It's from Imagina, Songs of Brazil. And this is a translation, a lyric that Chris wrote to a Jobim song called Estrada de Sol. And I'll start out with Chris's lyric and then it goes into the Portuguese lyric.
Great. Okay.
Strange how it seems that the morning can usher in dreams that were born in the night, like a promise in flight. Every moment was right. Each drop of rain that fell was warm and like a kiss. Now in the dawn of a new day, I'm already drawn to the promise of time and how long you'll be mine. And I wonder if I'm always too quick to make the wildest ride serene, taking what's spontaneous and making it routine. Is my fate to be one who discovered too late love was right in my hand and could not understand? Passion cannot be planned, and love is never yours until you set it free. De manhã vemos sol, mas os pingos da chuva que ontem caiu ainda estão a dançar, ainda estão a brilhar É o vento alegre que me traz esta canção. Quero que você me dê a mão, vamos sair por aí, sem pensar no que foi que chorei, que sofri. Pois a nossa manhã já me fez esquecer. Me dê a mão, vamos sair pra ver o sol. Ya, ya, do, do, ya, 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 ya. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Settle down, settle down. All right, there we go. Awesome, really awesome. Such a beautiful rendition. We have a question here from Nancy in Rochester, New York. She says, what would be your
What would be my dream venue to play? I've played
Yes.
many of my dream venues. You mentioned Birdland earlier. I love Birdland. The Rochester Jazz Festival is really fun. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
I love my hometowns. Well, New York is one of them. We already mentioned Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri, San Francisco. I have ties there. But who doesn't love Paris? I love Paris. Or any place in Italy almost. Any place, I'm a global citizen, so I feel drawn to almost every place that has the audience for this.
Another fun question. Barbara's kind of asking this. She said she's drinking a quarantini during the quarantine. Have you been also enjoying quarantines
Uh,
during the
oh, I never touch the stuff. No. Quarantinis.
All right, great. Also
Yeah.
quarantinis. Tell me who's you worked with so many people and you collaborated with so many people, especially on this last album we did. But a lot of questions coming in asking who's your dream collaboration.
Oh my, that's hard too. I've worked with so many great people, and I can't even begin to mention them, but I could start. Rod Fleeman, Miro Sprague, Bob Bowman, Danny Embry, Todd Strait, Paul Smith. Those are all my Kansas City folks I love very much, and there's many more. Gerald Spates, Tommy Ruskin, Russ Long. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Who would be my dream collaborator? Let's see. How about Joni Mitchell? How about that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I love so many people. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Martha Argerich. Do you know her?
Yeah,
She's
that's a good
a
one.
fabulous, kick-ass classical piano player.
All right, we'll put that into the universe.
Yeah.
Question from Asako Takasaki says, how do you create an arrangement like telling the story of a song? Like,
That's a great question, Asako.
you
Okay, so I could just say from the last, the recent.
How do you tell a narrative?
Right. Just the song I just played, which is not my song, it's a Jobim song, but I made the arrangement, and somehow I came up with this sort of orchestral kind of a thing to begin with. And sorry about the out-of-tune piano, but here. So I don't know how it comes about, but I want some kind of introduction that feels appropriate to the story of the song. And I work with other arrangers too, of course. Bruce Barth one of my favorite pianists, and I should have mentioned him. James Williams, Mulgrew Miller, Steve Nelson, Steve Wilson, so many. So I'm not sure how to say that, but I think the more, if you have the piano as your tool, it doesn't mean you have to play it in public, but if you have it as your tool, or guitar, or bass, whatever, that you can create something that works for you, that it feels organic to you, then go for it.
Good answer. What would you like to perform next?
A dance. No, just kidding. Let's see. Let's see. I could do, well, let me do Home, which is my tune, since we've been talking about that. And this comes from the CD, Some of That Sunshine, and this is a song I wrote about a place I know up in western Massachusetts. And I want to say big hellos to my friends up there. I should have a little sip of tea, I think. Hey, cheers, people.
Cheers. Herbal tea.
That's tea. That isn't. Okay, here we go.
That's not a quarantini.
It's, yeah, okay. There's a place I know. There's a place I go. It reminds me who I wanna be. When I walk among the tallest trees, longing to belong within my own place. It takes me by surprise. It helps me realize I am just a simple girl, making sense of this old world, longing to belong within my own space. The trees lean in, the night settles in. I'm face to face with a wild embrace. My heart is open wide. Contentment here inside. It asks me, what am I made of? Am I made of fear or made of love? Looking deep inside, I finally found my home. Yeah. Can those guys hear you too? The clapping, I love it.
They can hear it. I'm trying to get more sound effects. I don't have encore yet. Maybe I can get an
Appreciate
encore.
that, friend. I do.
exactly. A question for you: where was the album cover designed, or where was that photo taken on the album cover for Some of the Sunshine?
For Sunshine?
Yeah.
Okay, my dear friend Mary O'Keefe Thornburg is my webmaster, and she's in Omaha, Nebraska, and she created that whole thing. That was actually in a garden store in Omaha, and I won't name it just because I probably shouldn't, but we loved them, and I bought a big gift certificate after we left, and her brother, Jim, was the photographer. That was all Mary's doing.
Awesome. She's wonderful. We worked
She is.
together. Another question is, do you teach? What is your approach to teaching?
I do teach. My approach to teaching is quite individual. I don't have a real pedagogy. It depends on the student, and I don't really, since I'm touring so much, since I'm touring so much, I don't have a steady students particularly, and that's cool with me because everybody kind of checks in with me when they need to or if they feel like they want to. But I focus on band leading skills, for example, interpretation a bit, a little bit of improvisation, and basic musicality.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope that's showing itself here. So I don't know.
It is. It's translating loud and clear. Translating
All right.
loud and clear. I need to take some of those courses from you, actually.
Oh.
What is your? I mean, we mentioned the Birdland gig. What was your first like big gig where you thought that, oh, I sort of made it now? And maybe sometimes you feel like, you know, we push so hard, but there's these moments of such was that big moment that really.
You know, I don't feel like there is one moment. There are many moments throughout your journey. And I actually do remember going to Birdland. Can you hear me now? I feel like I dropped out.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay,
loud and clear.
all right. I actually do. With my mom, I remember going into Birdland many years ago before I moved to New York City. And sitting at the bar with her at happy hour, and the bartender there said to me, well, my mom, of course, was very, very sick. My daughter's going to play here someday. And they go, yeah, whatever. But no, he was very cool. He was very cool, very sweet. And this is terrible, but I'm not going to say names now either. But he was very encouraging. So that was a big thing because now I am playing there, and I love that club, and the employees and staff there are so very great. So thank you for that. But I mean, I've been at the Grammys. I've been at the Grammys 5 times. That's no small potatoes. That's very interesting and a big honor. I played. I don't know. I think you got to make music the paramount thing, and communication with your players and your listeners, and that's the paramount thing.
Totally. We have a couple hundred people watching live right now. One question that's come in is, what are your top, let's say, 2 jazz albums of all time? If you were stranded on a desert island, what would be the albums you would bring with you?
Ooh. Oh, it might not be jazz. So, but if since you asked, okay, well, I mean, I am a big classical fan and lover. My sweetie Bill McLaughlin has been a big influence in my life, and so I'd put that out there too. And my family, I want to say big love to my family. I would probably take Vladimir Horowitz's Scarlatti, or maybe Marta Argerich, and maybe I would take some Aretha Franklin. You know,
yeah.
Maybe some Stevie Wonder. Probably, I mean, there's so many influences.
Yeah, I hear you. We talked a little bit about when I work with singers, there's like this feeling in jazz where there's like the singers and then there's like the musicians, but there really shouldn't be that divide, right? Like they're all artists and musicians. How do you think about that apparent divide in jazz, and have you experienced any, oh, she's just a singer mentality?
Yeah, that's kind of a deep question. I had a choral conductor years ago when I was at the University of Nebraska at Omaha who said, "We are all musicians who sing." So I try to impart that to my students and to myself. We can all do better in a myriad of ways. But if you play drums, you're a musician who plays drums. If you're a saxophone player, you're a musician who plays a saxophone. If you're a singer, you're a musician who sings. So you must be engaged in, it's not a karaoke thing. So I think singers get a little bit of bad rap because we can all go, ah, we can all do that. But can you do it in a way that makes sense? It's not always going to sound the way you want it to, but can you be musical? Can you relate to the players and have studied enough to relate to the players? Because, a trumpet player can possibly just blow into it and make a sound, but it's not going to be a sound you really want to hear very often. You really need to work on it as much as you can. So the divide is kind of understandable, but there are a lot of other things that go into singing that don't go into picking up an instrument or even playing this instrument. It's a whole other ball game. So there needs to be respect for both. Do I still have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it got me. One question is, how do you take care of your beautiful and enchanting voice? What's the care that you give to your voice on an ongoing basis?
I think just being basically healthy. I'm not really I'm not a classical singer, so fortunately I don't have to be the coloratura and have to hit a note at a specific time every performance. I can negotiate things. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't try my best to have a range. But okay, so I'm physically quite active. I love Pilates. I want to say hello to my Pilates beautiful friends. I used to run. Now I'm more of a really just great walker. And hi to my friend Susan Nobel. I'm a nature lover. I feel like that influences me a lot in my approach to life and therefore my approach to music. So I like to have a good time too. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. So there's no secret there. And to get to know this music, you kind of have to hang out. I mean, when I was just coming up, you couldn't get me out of hanging out to listen to these things. I was a classical piano major, but I was hanging out and playing in different kinds of bands at night. Not every night, but weekends or something. But balance, I guess, is the name of the game that we all search for all the time.
Well said. What would you like to play for us next?
Ooh, that's right. That is what we are doing. I forgot. Any requests? That's terrible.
We had some requests. I mean, I can scroll up here. Someone asked, when are you going to sing Jolene? They love that song.
Well, Jobim, I played a Jobim
No.
song earlier.
No, the Dolly Parton Jolene.
Oh, Jolene. Sorry. Oh, hi, Jolene. I know her. I don't know Dolly. I wish I did, but I know Jolene, and I'm glad I do. Sometime. What next?
Yeah. Well, someone asked for a big discount.
Okay. I could.
Someone said Double Rainbow, Footprints, something from your album In Blue.
Okay. All right, I've got one from In Blue.
Great.
Okay. This is a song, one of my favorites, written by Blossom Dearie. This is Bye Bye Country Boy. boy, you've been a joy, a shiny toy. Glad we played your county fair, I'm glad you came to see me there. Sang that song, looked right at you. You came backstage like I knew you'd do. It's a doggone shame our week is through. Bye bye, country boy. Bye bye, country boy. In Sunday clothes you brought a rose. Love the hot rod moonlight spins those sleepy roomy country inns. Your boy sends my worldly ways, those sunny laughing picnic days. You've been a joy, a shiny toy. Bye bye, country boy, sweet shy country boy. Maybe I should have stopped while I was ahead. That's okay. Bye bye, country boy. I got to go. It's closing show. You still think that I'm a star, just shows how hazy dumb you are. If you just stay, hey, stick around. I tell my band I ain't leaving town. But you don't dream I'd settle down, do you, country boy? Bye bye, country boy, I got to pack, I can't look back. Don't come round and say goodbye, you mustn't see a big star cry. Once I'm home in old L.A., my heart and mind will be miles away, still wishing you had made me stay. Bye bye, country boy, sweet shy country boy. And I get to pack, I can't look back. Thank you. Thank you.
That was beautiful. You have such a great emotional poignancy when you sing. It's uh, for everything that's going us to. Hey, Karrin.
I wish I could have heard what you just said, but that's okay.
I was giving you a great compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Well, one last question. Michael Saunders says he loved Paris to Rio. What's your favorite language to sing in besides English?
Well, it would be the only other two I sing in, which is Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, and French. The Wikipedia thing is wrong, and I've tried to correct it, but so unfortunately, I don't sing in Italian or Spanish yet, but I hope so. I would say that the Brazilians have given us so much. I mean, they've given us half of our canon in the jazz world. So I'd have to say that. Sorry, je m'excuse to the French folks out there. I love to sing in French, but it's just a different thing. So please don't make me choose. I love them all. It's like your kids. You don't want to choose.
How about one last? Exactly. How about one last one? to close this out.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to say too, hi to my Minneapolis people because that's one of my homes as well. So let's see now. Okay, so since it's spring, or it's getting on to be spring, we're gonna do this little tune, and I hope it works. Okay, this is an Irving Berlin tune that I like a lot, and I wish I had some of my bandmates with me, but here we go. This is called "Isn't It a Lovely Day?" The weather is frightening. The thunder and lightning seem to be having their way. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a lovely day. The turn in the weather will keep us together, so I can honestly say that as far as I'm concerned, it's a lovely day, and everything's okay. Well, isn't it a lovely day to get caught in the rain? You were going on your way, now you've got to remain. Just as you were going and leaving me all at sea, the clouds broke, they broke, but oh, what a break for me. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in the storm. I can see how you and I can get cozy and warm. So let the rain pitter-patter, 'cause it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. As long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. Babu baby, babu 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 baby, bidu bidu didu babu babu baby, we are. Babu 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 bidu didu didu bidu babu ah. I can see the sun up high, though we're caught in the storm. I can see how you and I can get cozy and warm. So let the rain pitter-patter, 'cause it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. As long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day. So let the rain pitter-patter, 'cause it really doesn't matter if the skies are gray. As long as I can be with you, it's a lovely day.
Brava, maestra.
And it's true.
It is true.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and sorry for all the tech issues we've had tonight and all these random pictures you're seeing, but we're trying to do
that's not me up there.
I know, that's Denise Donatelli.
There's Denise. Hi, Denise, and Mr. Harry Belafonte.
These are the people.
Oh my gosh.
These are the people. I'm not sure why we're showing them, but these are the pictures from shoulder to shoulder. I do want to read a comment.
Yeah.
Jennifer Beth says, she says, "Thank you, Karrin, for making it a lovely day," and I really appreciate what you've done for us tonight. And I know you've been a real saint dealing with the tech items as they've come up. I want to thank everyone for watching tonight. Special shout out
to Japan too. I got to say that because my friends in Japan mean a lot to me too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Japan.
Spain.
Ni
Oh, I
hao.
love you.
Yeah, and arigato to everyone.
Arigato
So,
gozaimasu.
you got it. You got it. So basically, I want to thank the tech team. If you guys could put your link up on the screen, Sandra and Camilo, they've sort of partnered with me on this, and they're helping get all
They've
these
been
great
great.
artists. Yeah, they're turning all the artists into text, and it's been interesting to see how every artist deals with technology in a different way. And because
I'm fired.
no, no.
I'm just
So
kidding.
no, it's all good. So these are great professionals. If you need mixing and mastering services, any kind of audio services, check out the website. And we're on 10 p.m. Eastern every single night, right here from the dining room table of my parents' house. And we're just trying to get these gigs, keep these gigs rolling, and keep the music, flowing. So thanks for joining us, and everyone have a great night.
Thank you, Kabir.
Thank you. Bye.